Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Indiana Hoosiers. Memorial Stadium will be jumping in anticipation of what we've got in store today. We have a late-season top 25 showdown that could be crucial to the postseason picture, as we'll see the number 24 team in the country, the Army Black Knights, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Indiana Hoosiers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Black Knights will kick it off to get us underway. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. So the Indiana Hoosiers offense takes the field. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him the football.
And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls, you play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways. This guy is very dangerous.
It'll be a draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Hoosiers want to move quickly.
Brings up third down.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Looking to scramble. He'll pull it down and run. Still running at the 40. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. And the Hoosiers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Trying to get to it. He felt the heat, trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or two. They gave up the sack on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Quarterback extends the play. At the 45, on his way. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a 1st down.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that 1st down.
He lofted high and deep down the left side. That was an eyelash away from being picked off, and that is not the way to set the tone with a near pick on your opening drive. This one's complete.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the 1st down. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
And these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. You don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
They'll try to power it in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They lost ground on 1st down. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana!
And that that is what a team of this caliber is expected to do, right? They've got the better number beside their name by all the metrics, by a talent standpoint, coaching standpoint. They're the superior team, and they just drove the ball in the first possession of the game, and they looked like scoring a touchdown and asserting their dominance.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They held the ball for 15 plays on that touchdown drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So Army's offense has its first opportunity of the day. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. What can they pull out of the playbook here on 2nd and long from the 17? He's looking to throw. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down. He tried to get it on his own. The Black Knights decide to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the returner will be brought down. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Looking to throw on 3rd. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The Hoosiers will line up to punt it away. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Funk. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. They'll run the screen. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Looking to throw for it. It's on target and complete. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. And the Black Knights come to the line with a new set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. The aerial assault continues. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. Tackled immediately after the catch. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Snap it to the back. And the tackle is made, but there has been a flag thrown.
Hold it.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Snares it outside. It's Balkinson. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. What a job to lay out and make the catch. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window. That's reeled in. It's McCown. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Off the play fake. Getting some heat. And they get the sack right out of the gate.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping your run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
0 here in the quarter, and Indiana is on top. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. And they have converted their first 2 third-down opportunities, but this one a 3rd and long. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The Black Knights send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And he tried to pin him deep with that punt. Instead, it goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. He leaves it with his back. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22. And the Hoosiers come to the line in the hurry-up. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Got him downfield. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. He's going to pass. Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down. Now they'll run the draw. They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Trying to escape and get it himself. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down. The Hoosiers are moving quickly down the field.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the 1st down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that 1st down. Got his man quickly. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. They'll come to the line needing 4 yards for a 1st down. They're already 2 for 2 on this drive. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. And he's going to be just short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And that lead grows even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Temple is ahead right now in South Philly, but this game is a long way from being over. Better hold off on the run to Geno's for the time being. They're up by 7 over Memphis. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. They'll throw it on 1st down. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18.
All right, well, that QB knows he now has to get the ball out of his hands quick because that defensive end turned the corner fast.
A 1st down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Off play action. Throws to the tight end. Catch in the middle. It's Balkinson. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. And the Black Knights headed quickly to the line. Love to see the fearlessness of a quarterback to work the middle of the field.
And he's got so much confidence in his own arm talent to be able to get that football there before the defense can break it up.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Trying to buy a little time, and he cannot, but he does get it back closer to the line of scrimmage.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built the lead.
A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. The Black Knights will punt it away on 4th down. And the punt will hit at the 1, just a little too far for them to be able to down it. It'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. They'll go to the ground. Running with power. At the 35, he's got room. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down. That's quite a start to a drive, and now they'll snap it from midfield. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Quick strike complete. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, the inside give. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down. And the Hoosiers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Caught in the backfield, it's Williams. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Line getting set on 2nd down.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Open space at the 25. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
The Hoosiers will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Hoosiers! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. Up and over, Yamo be there into the end zone.
And you don't want to leave your feet very often in football, but this is one of those areas where you do. In the end zone, near the goal line, you smell it. A lot of bodies in front of you. Just get up, get over top of them, get that touchdown.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. Line gets set, 1st down. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call.
Hold it.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Looking to throw. Pulls it in. It's Fung. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. He finds his man. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. Unloads to the wideout. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there. And the Black Knights will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Leaves it with the back. Makes a man miss. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. And the Hoosiers racing to the line in the hurry-up. Pulls and fires complete to the right. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. This defense will try to force a fourth down on 3rd and short from the 45. To the ground to try to move the chains. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. The Hoosiers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He'll do it himself. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime.
Oh, man, the big fellas, they usually have the soft hands, your security blanket as your tight end, but that one hit him in the hands, and he just couldn't pull it in.
Using his legs, it's Evanson. At midfield, he's got room. A huge pickup on the play before he goes out of bounds, but the question is, will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Out of the gun, the running back has it. At the 40, there he goes. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. He'll come out throwing on first down. They're setting up the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Short completion last play. Let's see if they throw it again. He's looking for a man on second down. And the defense gets to the quarterback. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. To the ground with the back. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Black Knights will call on their punt team.
Number 12 in punt formation to kick it away.
And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. First down here for the offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver. Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Give to the running back. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And the Hoosiers line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The offense lining up for a first down play. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Good timing on the quick out. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. Snagged in the middle, it's Balkinson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The play action fake. Looking down the middle. And that pass picked off. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Indiana sends the offense onto the field. In modern college football, Jesse, if there's time, there's an opportunity to attack.
And I like them being aggressive here too, guys. Look, they practiced this all week long. Now you're in that situation to go out there, have some fun, and let it fly.
And defenses are taught to stay deep, play prevent in these situations. So I think you could get a good chunk play and then possibly get a field goal to tack on before the half.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. So as it turns out, a two-play drive results in a field goal. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there in Bloomington. And the story of the half has been that elite corner. We were told he was tough to throw against. He's basically taken away an entire side of the field when he's out there, causing turnovers and getting physical. How often do we say that about lockdown guys? And how this offense schemes against him in this second half will be fun to watch. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. If they're going to get anything going on this drive, they better be productive here on 2nd and long from the 10. That's caught. It's McCown. On the move is the 30. Running toward the tape. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And the Black Knights moving quickly to the line.
Second down.
They'll run the option. Now the pitch. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete. And man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Black Knights will snap it on 1st and 10. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. He goes down right there, but not before coming up with a big interception.
Defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go.
They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Takes it from the gun on third down. He's got his man. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. From the gun, the running back has it. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it, offense.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. Lofts one high and deep. And that pass is intercepted. Got room on the return. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. That was not a great throw. Might even call it ungood. Tried to put some air under it and just made it too easy.
I don't think the quarterback had a lot of confidence in where he was going with that football, Reese. I mean, that's a ball that needed to get there so much sooner. You got to put a little bit more mustard on that throw, and just lobbing the ball down the field like that, I don't know. You're asking for an interception.
A first down for the offense. Running back searching for a hole. They'll pick up 4, second and 6 coming. Went with the running game on first down, now back at it. On second down, wants to throw it. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Off play action on first down. Skips away from pressure. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Now the offense has to overcome the negative play after the defense comes up with a sack. Looking to pass on second down. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. And the third down pass is incomplete. And the Black Knights will punt this one away. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. And they won't be able to down it. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
Still running at the 40. Brought down at the 45 after a 15-yard pickup. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. To the ground. He's got it again. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up second and 4. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Wants to throw on second down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The defense coming up big there. The sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
This is a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires to the right. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. The Hoosiers will try to pin them back with the punt. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Got it in the middle. It's Fung. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. He wants to throw. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Takes it the other way. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana! What a play by this defense with a pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Temple is trailing right now, but let's be honest. The program that turned out Hall of Famer Joe Flacco should never be counted out of any game. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Memphis. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Shakes off the defender. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Got it set up on the outside. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit them for a 1st down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. Clock strikes 0 here in the quarter, and Indiana is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. The Black Knights will have it 1st and 10. The give to the back. Big pickup before he goes out of bounds, but there is a flag. We'll have to see if it stands. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. He finds a soft spot in the middle. Strong, firm tackle. This offense has a 2nd down play. They're going to throw it again. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already got the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
He'll pull it down. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. The give to the tailback. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Hoosiers decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Grabbed in the middle. It's McCown. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. And now on second down for this offense. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Good blocking, good running. Pickup of 6 out to the 30. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold it, offense.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense. He's going to throw deep right side. That ball is hooked. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Fires to the big fella. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. From the gun, running back gets to give. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. And the Black Knights are rolling down the field. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Now setting up shop in the red zone.
Brings up 2nd down.
A designed run for the quarterback. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. They've been really good moving the chains on 3rd down. Now 1 yard away from another first down on this drive. The Black Knights get enough to move the chains. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. Looking to move it through the air. Grabbed behind the line, it's Evanson. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
You know, and that's why this guy can play 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. And they just tried to slam it in from the doorstep, but they went nowhere, and it'll be marked down at the 1. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. This offense hasn't been able to find the end zone with a GPS and a slide rule. Can they finally get a touchdown on it? And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Man, you can tell this offense is frustrated, giving up another sack, and they're out of sync, out of sorts. They're just not used to this. This trigger man's usually good. This offense is usually good. They've had a day they would love to forget.
And this could be the final chance to get on the board with a touchdown. It is 4th and goal. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Really nice run there, good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the first down. Not a lot of drama in this one as they just get punched in the face and lose by double digits.
Not a lot of drama, but there is a lot to fix. On offense, on defense, on special teams. This team, David, they've got a lot to figure out.
Yeah, but you know what, Jesse? The coaches are going to be in a great mood. The bus rides, the plane rides, those will all be real fun. Practice this week, it's going to be a blast.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.